everybody. I'm making my immune system boosting noodle soup, and I'm making it for my dear friend who is suffering with the flu right now. And I just realized how many awesome things for your immune system are in this soup. Plus, it's really fucking delicious. So if you want to see the whole thing, I would wait like 15 minutes and then watch my story because it's going to be in pieces as I go along. So first thing you start off with, I use coconut oil for this soup because coconut oil is a natural antibiotic and antiviral. Win. Then I'm going to add mushrooms into that coconut oil because, oh, look how starry they are. Because they are packed with zinc, which is a cold fighter. Okay, so next I'm going to add onion and garlic. I know it looks like a lot, but that's on purpose. And that's because onions and garlic both have something called allicin in them. I'll put it right here. And it helps to, well, there's a couple things. And what allicin does is it dries out like all of your congestion, and it also slows down the spread of your bacteria or whatever virus is making you sick. You can also use onions and garlic like when you know you're going to be around someone who's sick, or if the weather has been up and down, like eat a lot, it'll prevent you from getting sick. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is grate some ginger and down into my pot with my mushrooms, onions, and garlic. Ginger is really great if you have a sore throat or you have a headache because it's an anti-inflammatory, and it also kills rhinovirus, which is what makes you have a cold in the first place. It's also really great if you have the flu, like my friend, because it makes you sweat. Ginger makes you expel toxins, so that's the kind of thing you want when you have a virus and there's no medicine you can take. Also, pro tip, if you get a whole ginger root, put it in a bag and stick it in the freezer. It'll last you like a million years. Run it under warm water before you need to grate it, and it's like it's fresh. Okay, so while I'm waiting for all of that to saute, I'm going to tell you which spices I'm using and why. So I use first turmeric, my favorite. This shit, like, just, oh, so good. There are a number of reasons why turmeric is just bomb.com, but mostly it's because of these things called carminoids that are in them, in the plant. Turmeric it is an extreme anti-inflammatory. Like, you can eat turmeric or take a turmeric capsule instead of Advil. Like, that's how good it is at making things. And it's also an antiseptic. Cayenne pepper will make your sinuses clear out if you have a lot of mucus and congestion, like in your chest or in your nose. This will help drain that. And then this, okay, poultry seasoning, quick fact, is I would go so far to say my secret weapon in almost all of my recipes. Like, this shit is awesome, but what poultry seasoning is going to have is, first, for the obligatory person who's going to ask me, no, poultry seasoning does not have poultry in it. It is vegan. Anyway, it's sage, thyme, and onion. So we know why onion is good for you. Thyme essential oil is awesome for you. It's a really powerful antibacterial, and so is sage. Actually, I think they found out that sage was so good with poultry because it kills bacteria that would be in the meat. The last seasoning I'm going to use is liquid aminos. Liquid aminos is good for you for, well, a lot of reasons, but the two I'm focusing on. You don't ever really want to eat a lot of salt, but when you're sick, you really don't want to eat a lot of salt because it'll dehydrate you, and the last thing you need is something dehydrating you. You want to do the opposite, hydrate. And then it's gluten-free, which is good. And then it also it does have amino acids in it, which help you form and build proteins, which are obviously good, as we all know. For broth, I usually just make my own vegetable broth, but because she's sick, I'm going to give her this no chicken broth because I feel like chicken noodle soup is just like the sick thing, right? But if you don't use your own broth, or you do want to use any kind of broth you're using, just make sure it's low sodium because you want to make sure you're hydrating, right? Yes, yes, yes. So the noodles I use are these Jade Pearl rice ramen. You can get this anywhere, really anywhere. I've seen it even at like Target. I like using gluten-free noodles in this kind of soup, especially if someone is sick, because, I'll tell you. Specifically with brown rice, because brown rice helps you regulate blood sugar. It's easy to digest, so if you're like sick to your stomach, it'll help you kind of move things along. Then after that, I usually add in some sort of leafy vegetable, usually whatever I have in my freezer, so I'm trying to figure out whether I'm going to put peas or spinach in there. A bonus of pea would be really awesome protein, also delicious, and then spinach, you have a lot of folic acid, a lot of iron, depending on why you're sick, that might be more beneficial to you. And then as far as like how much to use, like I'm gonna break down a recipe one day for you guys, but if you can palate these things raw and like as much of them as possible, then go for it. I found a way that I just really love this soup whether I'm sick or not, but it is really good. I just eat it a lot compulsively when I start to feel sick. And the soup combined with just eating coconut oil by itself, like a shot of medicine. It's a natural antibiotic, remember. Lots of apple cider vinegar with lemon. Again, if you can palate it, just take a shot. The more alkaline your body is, the easier it is for it to fight disease. I swear by this stuff, Cold Care. As soon as you start to feel sick, like an eyedropper. It's the only plant that's been known to kill Staphylococcus or strep throat. I've been kind of taking that remedy for the last, that approach with those remedies for the last like year or so, and I haven't been sick with a cold or like a flu for longer than maybe 3 or 4 days. My moral of the story is that you need to let food be your medicine, stop depending on all that manufactured medicinal bullshit, and just eat the right thing, and drink lots of water. Also, just disclaimer, I am not a doctor. This is all stuff that I have learned by myself, using my own self as a tester, and if you're really sick, your spirit only has one lifetime in this one body, so take care of it. It really is your temple. Watch what the fuck you put inside your body, and it'll thank you. Bye, guys.